government has resolved to take steps to discontinue the process for the winding up of the Ghana Football Association, GFA. Also, government and FIFA have resolved to work closely to eradicate corruption, malfeasance, and other associated criminal conduct from the administration of football in Ghana. The parties resolved to establish a joint task force to create proper disciplinary governance and auditing mechanisms, as well as ensure the found culpable, any person are punished in accordance with Ghanaian domestic laws and FIFA statutes. The meeting also seems to have produced positive results, with the two parties resolving to collaborate to advance their respective interests. FIFA, upon consultation with government and CAF, shall establish a normalization committee to replace the executive committee of the Ghana Football Association. Satisfied with the above measures, government has promised to take steps to discontinue the process for the winding up of the Ghana Football Association.
Absolutely, Alfred. So those are the resolutions concerning the Ghana Football Association and the way forward in the area of football in the country. Now, the government delegation to FIFA includes the Sports Minister Isaac Isiama, Deputy Chief of Staff Samuel A. Jinapo, Information Minister Designate Kojo Opong Nkrumah, Deputy Attorney General Godfred Yeboah Dame, and Head of FIFA and CAF Liaison Team, Dr. Kofi Amwa. And together, and we're going to be speaking with Information Minister Designate Kojo Opong Nkrumah as they're in Zurich in Switzerland to further discuss this issue of matters concerning the Football Association, Alfred, and what FIFA has decided and the way forward in terms of football in the country.
Absolutely, Natalie. Thank you very much. So let's go on to Zurich now, in the northern part of Switzerland, where Information Minister Designate Kojo Opong Nkrumah is joining me. It's part of government delegation there in Zurich. Thank you for your time this evening, Honorable Kojo Opong Nkrumah.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Now, so you've now decided what you would say would be a mutual agreement on this. That could anyone be wrong in interpreting this to mean that you probably bow to pressure or some form of a threat by FIFA to ban Ghana?
I think anybody who says that has not followed the issues as we have put them out in the last days. The government of Ghana announced clearly some days ago that we believe that the government of Ghana and FIFA are on the same page, reference dealing with the substantive matters of corruption and criminal conduct as discovered in Ghana football. And we took a fair step of, in our case, getting the court to injunct the FA leadership, and FIFA on its part also suspended the FA president at the time. Now, that was a temporary measure which allowed the putting in place of what you call a liaison committee that was working. Now you come to the second matter, which is a substantive issue. And we were of the view that we ought to put aside the FA and find a new vehicle to carry forward the reforms in football. And we were of the view that liquidating the FA was the route to go. FIFA agrees that we need to put aside the FA and find a new vehicle to move forward. They do not agree that liquidation is the way to go. And they explain that if you liquidate, you'll be in contravention of Articles 14 and 19. And it was said about President. I addressed that press conference a couple of days ago that Ghana would therefore engage with FIFA to find what we call a mutually agreeable path forward. And today we found that mutually agreeable path forward.
Now, if you listen to public sentiment, many thought that, look, because of the levels of corruption that analysis expose revealed in the GFA, it would have just better for FIFA to maybe just ban us so we can do our homework, clean up ourselves and go back. How are you going to explain this to the many people who thought that we should have probably looked at that option?
Of course, and the people are looking for a cleanup, and a cleanup is what we are getting. The people are not necessarily looking for a ban. What do we get if FIFA bans us? What we are all looking for is an opportunity to find new persons of integrity, a new vehicle to reform and run Ghana football. And it is in that regard that we have agreed with FIFA, that FIFA, in consultation with the government of Ghana and CAF, will set up what we call the normalization committee, a new entity that comprises persons who will be selected and appointed by FIFA in consultation with CAF and the government of Ghana to do that cleanup and moving forward. Of course, we don't necessarily need to encounter a ban while we are doing that, and that's the fine print that we've been able to walk this afternoon here in Zurich.
I see. So what's the status of investigations into at least the dealings of certain persons who analysis expose revealed? Do you know?
I do know that as recently as 2 days, some of those persons were still before the CID, providing further and better particulars. The CID informs us that their investigations are continuing, and as soon as they are done, persons who are found culpable and prosecutable will be put before the courts.
Thank you, Kojo Nkrumah, also Information Minister Designate. We're going to stay on this particular issue just a bit further because Sadiq Adams, who is a sports journalist, is joining me on the telephone. Sadiq, thank you for your time this evening. So, you would say it's a good option for Ghana football?
That's the best possible outcome for both FIFA and the government of Ghana. The government of Ghana essentially wanted to liquidate the association, and the bottom line for the liquidation was to get the executive committee of the association dissolved or removed. And so essentially the government of Ghana has been able to achieve what it wanted through the other way, and FIFA also got what it wanted. FIFA would not allow the government to put in place a third party in the running of the association, and the government of Ghana did not want to deal with the executive committee. But there was no way the executive committee could have been dissolved without the government pushing to that limit. So it's a win-win situation for both the governments and FIFA, which in the end is good for football.